So we're back again, 4th year on Lindisfarne, excavating a Saxon monastery, or looking for a Saxon monastery. So Chris, what does a Saxon building look like?
Well, it would have probably been made out of timber, possibly some stonework in there too. But it's very difficult to say because we're not really left with very much in the archaeological record. Often all we're left with are post holes where timber uprights would have held the roof and walls, and sometimes, if we're lucky, we find stone bases, possibly for post pads, which the posts would have sat on top, or maybe formed a very small wall at the bottom.
And so why don't we find very much in the way of buildings for this time period?
Because the wood doesn't last. It rots down, it disappears, people might come and take it away, and over time those holes will have filled with soil and other material, leaving very little left for us to see.
So how do we find a Saxon building? What are we looking for on the ground?
Okay, well, we're carrying on from what we found last year. We found a row of stones. All have got nice tool marks and are placed flat in a long row. And we think we've got the corner of a building now.
So is there anything else that makes you think that people lived there? Is there anything which they might have used?
Yeah, there's a number of features within the footprint of the building. In particular, quite a nice looking oven or kiln, which we are getting down to. Now at the moment we're excavating a number of graves which are cut into the oven, but once those have been carefully excavated, we'll then move on to that.
So you've got graves as well, but they're later, is that right?
Yes, yeah, quite a bit later. We're looking around maybe 12th, 13th century. So those have cut into the oven or kiln and into the wall of the building. So the wall is really quite fragmentary. There's only a few stones left of it because of the later activity.
So what's next for the dig? What are we going to look for next?
We're going to keep digging down. We've exposed what we think is half of a building, and we've opened up an area over where we think we've got a continuation of it. So we're going to keep excavating down carefully. We're going to be sampling as we go, and hopefully as we reduce the level around the building, we'll start to see the walls as if they're emerging from the ground.
So we'll get all four corners of that building.
Let's hope so.
She's a psychologist.
I'm really hungry. I just want some food.